So I just restarted my recording on accident. So let's take a look at SPY. 24-hour time frame on SPY is left a gap behind. So again, I think it's inevitable that next week 565 gets hit. Moving down into the 4-hour time frame, we can see similarities to what is presented on the Qs on SPY here, right? And we talked about this setup, essentially everything that I said this morning, right? Except for a few minor alterations. Those are going to be the main focus, right? And stay the same. So to the downside, I see 555, lower time frame on the 2-hour. You can see right where we bounce off of that, or even just that open candle at 554.68. To the upside, again, we're looming underneath a juicy box that we refuse to grab the floor of, with cost basis being that gap fill. So yeah, Ivy posted the code. It's 40 off. All right. So going into next week, again, I just want to solidify this. I don't see any sort of signal, only the potential speculative move that you fill that gap fill with some sort of juice, and again, rip to the top of this channel at 572.50. So if you see it as something that you're willing, I like the Qs, I think, a little bit more. But this is not a complicated chart in my opinion. And the 30-minute, for those of you guys looking for absolute clarity, is not a bad place to be. So anyway, last one, and really not really worth spending a ton of time on. IWM operating in a 30-minute channel down here. Look at something like this, and that's maxed out, likely to break. But on the 24-hour time frame, again, no higher time frame setup is available or easily located. And as we move down into a lower time frame, the floors that we needed to hold, similar to SPY, are holding. And then moving down to the 2-hour, right, we can kind of elaborate further on that. We also left that price behind. So 205, and then a box separating you, right, from potentially, again, pushing up and out, with a target of 209 being first, and then actually a pocket of empty space leading up to 211.60. So, I mean, it's, again, without a signal, only worth speculation. To the downside, you have a 199.33 target. So that is IWM. And for those of you guys who, may have had a disappointing week, or maybe you had a good week, doesn't even matter. If it's tough to sit and look at all of your ETFs and see that they are trapped inside of a range, and know that the best thing for you to do is to wait and sit on your hands. And especially for new folks, that takes training and discipline, and having something to keep you busy. 290 QQQ. What did I might have said something else. All right. So, couple of things here. Today we played well, I swung into Tesla. So I'll cover that one really, really quickly. I don't think this one's out of, I think it's moving slow. I expect that with the market, and this is what we could rely on, is that if the Qs and SPY all do what I just said to the upside, there is no absolute doubt in my mind that you will go to 262.30, 262.50. That is where you will go. Right now, you're basically waiting for a 242.75 retest. And again, we're mid punchback, in my opinion, with a candle close on this 4-hour above what I would say is a decent box. It's not chock full of volume, but it is well constructed. So, yeah, I think it's just the same analysis that I gave yesterday, except for, again, news over the weekend, futures. That move is going to happen. And I will say, a lot of the times when you're in a downwards market, it is those big gap up, like where you gap up to a floor, gap up above resistance. Those are the biggest rippers. And they, usually kind of fucking scare people because they don't stop. So, what's up, Mr. Dink? Yeah, I'll take a look at PLTR. All right, so let's take a look at load. So Elf. Now, not terrible, right? Wasn't what we wanted as far as distance. But we did talk about the risk to reward and shorting the floor and the risk involved with that. So it's no skin off my back, but at the moment, right, you are moving back up to either A, retest, or B, you could call this because you are, I mean, the channel is convincing enough. One, two, three. If we can, again, with the market's cooperation next week, we would be looking for a punch through this box and cost basis at 65.75, and you're going to be back up at the top and perhaps even moving up. Otherwise, if this is just a retest, and I'm not really happy with it, and I think that if you wanted to get in it, you could rely on probably a lower time frame setup. But is a retest, what I'm seeing at least on the 30-minute, up and over 64 to 65 right here. And so it might even be one of those things where you'll have a better opportunity to take that thing short. So, yeah, I do remember using, yeah, of course, Mr. Zink. I know who you are. Um, okay, so that's Elf and Tesla. Um, Me personally, a couple of the other plays that I've looked at this week, not really setting up well. So, if you guys have anything that you want me to take a look at as far as right now goes, I don't see any full size positions worth me taking. Full size. There is some speculation, right? But I can afford it. If you're losing and you're sliding backwards, there's a good chance that you can. And you're just being impatient and you're not waiting for a good solid setup. So make sure you know which one of those you are. But if you guys would like to drop your request in the Discord live trading bubble, and we will go ahead and start moving through those. If I see something good, I'll take it with you. But as far as I've seen, and I've taken a look here and there, uh, not my favorite thing in the world. So moving on, as I say that, Uber moving right up into this box, right? 4 hour time frame. I would probably expand this up just a little bit. Double wicks off the top there perfectly. Floor is good. So cost basis, right? Yes. Next week you need to be moving up and through, and this is going to also take market movement. So this would be a pretty straightforward play in my opinion, and actually a great explanation for, a punchback for anybody who's new and who's never seen me before. By the way, if you guys are on TikTok, be sure to tap your screen. Hold on one second. All right. Ooh, there we go. So, looking at this, the fact that you did not reject, but you pulled back from cost basis. If that market willing is allowed to move up, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't target that pocket of empty space and a $80 retest. Otherwise, empty space to the downside is not as lucrative. So this is either a retest or a signal to go long. PLZR. So I there's a good example of a triple bottom not fucking doubling up. I mean, or I guess, am I right? I you're right there. You're right there. Now, the difference between strength, in my opinion, in this case, right, being that you are at cost basis, strength would be closing against, strength would be closing above. And so this is where you investigate, right? Because between now and the end of the day, if you continue to lose what you just fell under at 89.66, you could find yourself just pulling back, right? Um, at the same time, and this is something that I think I would, again, it's up to you whether you speculate on this or not. You are closed outside of 87.65, but you would have targets such as 93.77 and $96 above. And then because you really can't identify any structure until you get to the 4 hour, I would say an easy $100 target. So, the answer is yes. If this can punch back and get over today's high or gap up above today's high. And again, this could be one of those news things, right? You kind of got the inverse head and shoulders going on, right? Your quintessential fucking reversal pattern. So, I mean, if one speculated on this, I think the probability would be somewhat in your favor. And any hedges or anything looking to the downside would be targeting here. And that would be 78.60. So you got to decide, right, based on those targets. And those targets are typically going to be where you put your contracts, whether that's going to be worth it for you. So again, a target to the upside for BLTR, I think overall is $100. Contracts at the $100 strike are only $35, right? So, depending on what your risk is, you grab 20 contracts for 700, or, again, I don't know what your guys' risk is, but it's not a bad price contract. You could get away with 101s. And then on the flip side, right? Because again, when you're taking speculative trades, there is a need for us to, recognize the downside potential there. I see equal in value $77 contracts. So you don't want to. If you're leaning one side or the other, I always go heavier on that side. If there's reason to believe that that's has enough to break or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I would make sure you have some protection going into this. You don't have to go half and half because this isn't a big enough run for you to just scrape off those losses. So, um, yeah, this one right here, in my opinion, you could even look at as a short potential underneath 88.55, dropping and losing 86. So again, if you're going to take something long, you need to know exactly where that reversal will occur, and that's where it will occur, and where you would more than likely come back down to 78.50. So, all right, Reddit up, ribbit. I feel like Monday, right? Today you ended up leaking out. I just grazed what I would interpret. Let's see. You hit the imbalance, right? From the floor to the ceiling. So right now, it's almost like being stuck in between structure in some ways. The only difference here is that you're closer to where you took off from, which is at 113, right? So how that translates down, if you were to drop underneath 113, there's a high likelihood that you would be moving back down to that structure. However, if you can hold this, and that's unfortunately the question you're going to have to answer between now and Monday, there is um, probably 15-minute. Yeah, so you have a you have a box right here. You've already tapped the top of those 3 times, so you would want to have a 116.05 stop loss on Reddit. But again, there is empty space to the downside underneath 112.75 on the 15, and that's where that heads down. So. Yeah. Again, is there confirmation here? No, but there's a little pocket of empty space, so there's confirmation in the 24-hour candle closing above the red. Oh, excuse me, above the red one, but it's already hit the imbalance. So whatever signal that offered is already complete. And now I think it's perfectly plausible next week to go and fill up the rest of that empty space. So, no. Dollar General is pushing up an old cost basis on the 24-hour. What do I think? I'll take a look at that. What the fuck did autocorrect do to this? How does it feel to be a married man? I've got shackles on the floor right now. I can't get up. What? What's up, Hayden? I didn't know you were there. Spooky. I love it, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. So just wait for the thing to break the fuck out over 160. I just be a lot of these setups, I get that you want to get in, you don't want to miss it. Don't let that fucking fear of missing something be the reason that you pile into a bunch of shit that you don't have confirmation on. You don't always have to learn lessons the hard way. So, take it from me. Snow over 159. Uppies. That's it. I got that fucking alert set right now. I'm ready. In fact, it went off today. I was like, no way. And then it pulled back right off of that rejection. So, yeah. And I'll tell you this. This is one of those things where, remember what we talked about with the Qs yesterday? You better break the fuck out. You better, or you're coming back down. Exhaustion. So, I'm going to sleep easy this weekend. That's for sure. Uh-oh. Peyton's going to come in the house and tell me she lost something. Do I ever buy shares in anything? Yeah, I do. Yes, yes. All right, Robin Hood. Bum, 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 Uh, hot dog water. It's kind of the only real description that I can give you here. Um, no empty space. I don't see it anywhere. Your structure's hot dog. You're in a box. Yeah, your price target's whack. Box up here. So I would say 45, 20, 70, 27. But there's yeah, I don't know. 46, yeah, it's just first target, but there's really not much for me to go off of here other than that. So at most a retest now. So I mean, you look good at the closing at the end of the day. I could definitely see this possibly moving into next week, but Did I do Coke? Coke. So, I mean, that one has I could see why this would be a tempting short for sure. As far as 68, so you're below that. You're bouncing right now. So maybe take it last minute. Yep, you're bouncing, but you're doing it very, very quickly. You're not building or consolidating at all. So yeah, let's watch a 68.55 retest here. You might be able to go up and break through this small box, and then at that point, right, you would be using that same floor to short it again. I mean, actually don't mind it at all. I think it'll be a short-lived dump, but um, I could see that coming down more. And right now, you just have to use this 15-minute box. Mm, Apple upside. Hey, Stack Bundles, why don't you go and start streaming on your channel? Welcome to my channel where I provide in-depth technical analysis. Okay, should get busy on that. All right, let's see. Apple 24-hour time frame. Well, you did what we said yesterday. You went back down to your floor, right? Perfect. Right on the money. Fell to your floor, pulled yourself back up, candle closed. So this is one of those things where we could be looking at, again, that potential for a reversal. The 2-hour has a really solid 217.45 level. You can utilize that if you break over it, and the box directly up above. So you would need to recover 218.30, punch through 219.75, and then you really just have a 225 target. But as far as the 24 hours concerned, right? Like let's just again, and I've actually said this multiple times this week, uh, looking at Apple, the same thing, right? Over and over again. That's your floor. I don't I don't even have to fucking do lower time frame analysis. That's your floor, right? That you need to recover, and that's your first target. If that one is recovered, we'll aim there. But for now, 222, 1975. And what's good, Potter? The system is clicking even though I had a small win posted in games. Nice, man. Keep going. Keep going, dude. Yeah, Ivy is posting a 40% off code for today only. Roku up. And yeah, in the channel. Well, I think it already did that. I think so. Again, whenever you move up, you have a job to do, and that's to settle price on a floor. There's your floor. There's where you just hit. So if you can gap up and keep pushing through it, aim for cost basis, and you're good. But that is the nearest target that you just hit clearly. So I hate the way NVIDIA looks. I can't. It just looks like shit. Kind of like this one. Damn. Oh well, that's some fucking chunky consolidation. I noticed on the last consolidation, you had a really tough dump though. Yeah, I'm getting there. Since it's above 750 at the moment. So what's your okay, so CLSK since it's above the 754, what about it? What exactly are you trying to accomplish with that? Well, went 3 for 4 with the PBS strat. Good shit. I'll be adding this to my arsenal. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, leave it alone. Did you play voodoo at the wedding? No, I didn't. I should have. Um, yeah, we got just a little bit longer, and the market's gonna close here. Yeah, we just got done with this wedding. I was like, I can start relaxing and stacking. Peyton came in today with the laptop. Tickets to Universal. Hotel stay. I said, fuck. I wanted to do it spring break, but probably going to. Snow? Yeah, no. I was like, damn, man, come on. Fuck it, now I'm playing with that woo. We just chopped the head off a goose. Disney call coming soon with the new park opening in May. Let me see where that new park announcement's at on the chart. Hold on. Well. Right? That was perfectly timed. Right on the floor. Perfect on the floor. Oh. So you bounced. You held yourself up, which is what you're supposed to do. You know what? It doesn't look terrible in the 24-hour. 2 hour. You got a little gap up there. Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't hate it. It's not like the most incredible setup, you know. But I think with the yep, you touch that. So you literally reject that first red green candle right there to your left. So above that, I would be targeting the next one at 103.15 and 103.65. Quad witching is so overhyped. Everything range bound since noon. I don't even know why. Why is it hyped? It's hyped. Yeah.
The goal of quad witching was achieved today. If you look at it, this is exactly what they want to do.
Oh yeah, of course. It was crazy. Perfect. Runner, I'm working on that right now. Now that I'm back. I'm working on some stuff in the background.
Wait,
All
what
right.
exact goal?
Huh?
What exactly was the goal of quad witching?
Basically
Just
max pain.
if there's so many contracts expiring on the same day, they want to hold a certain price in that area, whether it's up or down, as soon as shop within that range, so they're able to execute huge orders without impacting the price to crash down or go up significantly.
Bruh.
Many are fucked. Is basically what that means. I do it anyway. I'm so tired. Damn. I just got hit with a wave. All right. To squeeze all the juice. Well, I hope. Yeah. Well, did we not? I thought we did PLTR. PLTR is literally, again, We've already been here before. It is in a bad spot. I mean, I'm scared to say sometimes what I'm doing because then people who decide that maybe it's not right for them, dead ass will just do it because I did, right? I speculate too on shit that does not work, right? I can avoid it. So I stay well within or reasonably under my risk, which I am. But, PLTR, $100. A 101 strikes or 102 is as far as I would go. All of those are. I mean, honestly, if you look at the fucking chain, you could be like 6 steps out of the money, but I'm not going to go any further. So that can't be. Who the fuck is that? Is that the real one? That is. Who is Tory Trades? Do you do mRNA? I don't do it, but I'll do it for you. Wait, hold on. Listen,
Wait, what?
Hold on. I've never done an mRNA before. I wouldn't do anything with that. I would ball it up and put it in the trash. Yeah, I think it is. Oh my God.
Wow, look at what they just did to MSTR right at the end of the day.
Oh, nice. Propped it up a little bit. Potter is Hollywood now. I don't know. I don't know what should. Oh no, my wife. My Shayla. I don't even know what the fuck that's from. Yep. Well, I hope everybody had a good week, and good being you didn't lose a lot of money because unfortunately, I've been seeing a bunch of knuckleheads just swinging for the fucking fences this week, and nothing really gave us a ball even close to the fence. So, yeah, I hope that was not you. Again, I know this is probably for sure. For some of you, this week was definitely a huge reminder in not trading range. And then if you just had your first experience with quad witching or, first time experiencing that whole ordeal, you know, that's literally chalk it up to the game and learn from it because there's a reason why Manny and myself try to vacate as soon as possible on days like this. As soon as we see that volume dry up, skedaddle. So, yeah, I don't know if that was I'm pretty sure that was the real Tory Trades, and I don't know if she's here, but I think you're a scammer. So, or I think you're full of shit. Yeah, something about it. I just think you're full
Oh
of.
boy.
You have great camera quality though. I will say that your cam is pretty fire. But yeah, I think you're full of shit. So no, she's
So
not,
we're
dude.
not picking contracts now. We're picking fights for the weekend.
Yeah, if anybody wants to pick a fight, I've got a couple of strikes that I think will go in the money at least by next week. We'll get we'll take one out on TJR. Maybe Friendly Fire. We'll take one out on
He's on Panda.
the trading initiative. No, I'm just kidding.
Is the one with TJR based on like a haircut match?
Probably, yeah. I would say that. I'd say that's accurate. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not. I can't make friends. No,
Rivian pumped up a bit today.
did it really? I noticed I wasn't red on my equity, so that's good. Oh no shit! Holy shit! Actually, listen. One day, yeah. One day, I'm gonna be like, God damn! I'm so glad I bought Rivian. There's a gap up. Where was it at? I found a gap. I forgot where it was.
Potter, we're pushing up on Qs.
Yeah, you have a few minutes, or well, actually, the bell hasn't rang. So why does it feel like it's already 4 o'clock? That's not a bad candle close.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is a key level, right?
Well, if you're gonna take
Or
anything for the weekend, you're leaving your box right now. See this going up to hit 481.75. I got $1,000. Go trade fight Alex. Nobody I've offered to trade off with some of these dudes just for fun, good sport. And yeah, they don't really seem interested. Rusty actually challenged me and then blocked me right after I said yes. He said anytime, anywhere. I said, all right, I'm down. Let's do it. And then he blocked
Even
me.
in your under.
Oh my God. Uber is batting its eye at me. If you're seeing an eye on the chart, dude, that's not good. You do have 5 minutes. It's actually not a terrible candle close. The weekly actually doesn't look terrible either. It's a weird weekly setup though.
Hey Potter, can you look at Upstart for me?
Just
please?
hit 700% SPX.
Nice. Upstart's gonna go to 54.22.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. I know it. Damn, dude. Did anybody just grab some weekly contracts on the queues? I'm watching.
I was gonna get the 480s, and I got scared.
You get scared sometimes. 481.40. I literally said if you're gonna, yeah, it's too late now. You got 4 minutes. You better listen. If you've never traded weekly contracts at the last 4 minutes of the bell, you better sell those motherfuckers when your target is hit and before it hits. So like now, I'd be trimming already.
The 490s for Monday on the queues aren't too bad right now, but still a lot of ways away.
It's a lot of ways away. We'll have plenty of opportunity next week to make lots of money, I think. We're just gonna be patient. So Coca-Cola guys on the 5 minute is going up and testing, but you need to go and recover a floor at 68.60 and then 68.70 is where you can see your next move, significant move up. But right now you could just be retesting. So what's that name? Yeah, on the 24-hour, it looks okay, just as a wick to go and hit at 68.10. So I just have the box above. That's all. I just need the box here and the box here. When you start buying, I mean, I could drop a box here, but what is even what's the relevance? Identifying a target long term, sure. But in the most recent price action, you just kind of pay attention to this. But again, that's just another chart that doesn't have any fucking empty space at all. At all. But it does look like it could go to 334. I was down on some contracts expiring today, recovered rapidly, and they all just disappeared. Your brokerage sold them for you. More than likely. What's the target on the queues? All right, last time because this is the one that I am speculating on. 490s on QQQ is my upside target. Okay, you do with that information what you will. If you know my system, we're targeting target-based contracts. So yeah, right. 390 is the target. Or 490. I'm sorry. 490. Nobody's going to say anything? It's fine. Oh, you better fill me. Okay. Yes, for Monday. I'm struggling this month and can't find anything. Last month was my best. River. This is exactly. I'm. Imagine like this. I don't know why, but I think of trading like surfing. This is the wave. You get off the wave and you wait. If you've been struggling, right? I know the last month has been rough. If you look at it, right, we've had 2 waterfall days. The rest, wild, right? Here, wild. So if you've had trouble, especially in the since March 10th, no wonder. Absolutely. This is the toughest trade. This is what these boxes are, the same boxes that I've seen make people quit trading forever. Not a break, forever. They've been like, the market's a scam. And I'm trying, like, it's just so clear to me. Win in box, sit on your ass. It's just that simple. Like, when you're in a box, if you are, and let me, okay, so there's some people who your house is good, your money's good, you know, like you're comfortable, but you're trading, you know, just to add some extra oomph, and you got decent amount of capital. Cool. Speculate. That's on you. If you're somebody who could use the money from pulling out of your trading account, right? And you can't afford to really be putting anything back in, I'm telling you right now, I would not participate in anything that does not confirm. And what that means is, yeah, there's going to be maybe 4 or 5 times out of the year, you're not going to trade for a week. You're going to have, and again, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles in a row. I've traded 3 times in that, small, lower time frame trades. And they really weren't even, I mean, I had 300% trade, and I know that sounds jaded, but I know that if I can fucking clap the Qs up to 490, it's going to be more than 300%, right? But that being said, if you can just go and simply say, through consolidation comes expansion, right? And we can go backtrack this. Consolidate, expand, right? Consolidate, expand. Consolidate, expand. And then you actually whip right back down, so you get a nice flusherito, right? That is just the nature of the game. Contract, expand. In the contraction zone, most people traumatize themselves so much that when the actual break is set to happen, they're too fucking scared to do anything with it. So you tell me, right? Is it you or your lack of ability to be able to to recognize patterns, right? You breathe in, you breathe out. You breathe in, you breathe out. So when the market is opening up, and how do we know? How do we know you're going to stay in range? The candles typically open up inside of the previous day's range. You mark out your highs and lows of that range, and if it breaks down below it or closes underneath it, okay. But it is as simple as contraction, expansion. And so if you suffered this week unnecessarily, we started this week off saying, you know, quad witching, all this other shit. If you suffered this week and then next week this thing rips its absolute ass off and you've got too much FOMO and fear to deal with that, go ahead and take a week, detach from the market, breathe, come back, because you're gonna be carrying too much baggage with you. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I can't tell you how many. You're not alone. I'm not talking to what you might feel like. I'm just talking to you if you feel that way. There's a lot of people who are doing this, and I know it's not exciting. I know it's not what is advertised on the internet, but is the reality of what you can afford. If you can't afford to speculate outside of what you currently have, being, you know, money wise, so keep that in mind. You, regardless of what your account size is, I just took $200 to fucking $2,000 on Peyton's account. I had some Carvana too, but you know, that was $200. Small accounts can, with patience, take a little and make a lot, and then take a little bit of that lot and make a lot more, and then take a little bit of that lot more and make a lot more. Sorry, I could keep going, but you get it. So just I'm trying to pass this message along, because I saw a lot of suffering this week unnecessarily. How many lots? As many lots as you can, you know, compound, really. Lots and lots. So, but I can't just watch you guys suffer. There's a reason that I know it seems like, damn, Garrett's just like, you know, dipping out. I'm scared. I don't want to, I'm out of here. Like, if there's no money in front of me, I know what makes me money. And if I don't adhere to it, everything comes back down to earth. So I have to maintain this sort of discipline. And I have all sorts of childish shit that keeps me busy. Play fucking video games, go outside, clean chicken shit, chase Peyton around the house with a Nerf gun. That was fun. But yeah, this month was a killer. If I go in with 200, how much can I genuinely have in a month if I traded properly? I'm not going to give you that, right? So I don't, that mindset. Nope. No,
It's
man.
so short-sighted.
Yeah, short-sighted, right? I'm just going to say it this way, man. You need to be, the market doesn't give a shit, right? What you need, what you want. You have to have an edge. You have to have an edge. You have to have a strategy. You have to have an understanding of what you're doing, even if it's simple and you're doing it once or twice a week, which there's a lot of people in here who do that. They don't have time and they don't talk much, but they do shoot me DMs of their P&L, and it's the people who don't fucking involve themselves every day because they can't actually kind of end up, you know, being protected from all of that bullshit. But if you traded properly, right, for a month and you just started out learning my system, you can't trade properly. There's no way in hell that you have, you know, a solid understanding of what it is that you're looking for and repetitions behind that, you know, reps, whether it's paper trading or back testing or using small amounts of money. Now, if you've taken the workshop, or if you've gone through my YouTube channel and you have $200 and you are of understanding, it takes one play. I wish I was, you know, I'm not sensationalizing. One play of a 24-hour or weekly break of range, break of consolidation, or punchback into empty space. Shit, with Carvana, this shit didn't even go halfway to my target, right? Swung it from down here off the bounce, through the empty space, over here, gamma squeeze, wick to wick, $200 to fucking $2,000. Right there. Doesn't seem like it would. That's gamma for you, but it is. So here's what's in, this is like the marshmallow test. You put a bunch of marshmallows in front of a kid, 2 or 3, and you're like, hey, if you don't eat these for 5 minutes, I'll give you a whole bag. I'll give you a whole fucking bag of marshmallows. And you would think as an adult, of course, that person's going to or that kid is going to wait. Nope. And we don't see that in ourselves sometimes as well. It's different. They're not marshmallows. Sometimes it's beer at the store, nugs, who knows? But is it private? How do I get in? What are you talking about? Yeah, what is the Discord? Yeah, so the Discord is through my website, so which is in my bio. So anyway, if you really want to make money in this market, you got to do it the right way. I did not mean to say that. Don't even stop me. So yeah, that's it. Rant over. Keep it inside. All right.
Look whose true colors finally come out. All this talk about Israel, and there you go. I knew there was a silent obsession in there somewhere.
I got a wisp. No, it's not my fault.
No, you know what they say. If it ain't white, it ain't right. I get it.
Oh my God.
Once you're black, you never go back.
Hey, listen, my best friend is black. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Canceled again.
Hey, wait, hey, Garrett, real quick. Looking at Carvana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know we go over entries, and I got in, and I banked on Carvana. It was good, but I got in around that cost basis level. It sounds like you got in, at that bounce.
I didn't get in today. I took it yesterday at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'm talking. Wait, this was like Wednesday, right? Going into Thursday.
This is Thursday, but yeah, this was going into Sorry, Wednesday going into Thursday. Sorry, I'm
talking about
today. Yeah. Got you. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess my question. I guess the question is like, just entries, bro. Because there's times I feel, because I got in at Carvana before I even brought it up in the chat, because it was closing above cost basis on the 24-hour. That's where my confidence got kicked in on that.
Well, here, let me throw something. Let me throw an extra bone in this, right? So check this out, right? Here's your box. On a lower time frame, this is certainly translatable to the 30, right? Pre-market, dip, right? So this makes that technically, when you move down, a punchback, right? You dip and you rip. So looking at it that way and looking at what's in between, right? This is why even with ELF, I was a little bit hesitant, because it was like, it has this empty space above it that if you gap down from, like, inevitably you're going to come back up and retest it. So yes, 24-hour box, right? 1, 2, 3. This is big, and the big handle close, right? All the way to cost, like you're mentioning. But when you look at it, if you had been watching this, on lower time frame, what shows up to me is a box that is completely compressed, got a lot of volume in it. It's gone through its 3 waves. And then not only that, how you dump from the top really has and I think you guys have figured this out. A lot of you have figured this out. You just very rarely, and I can show you multiple examples in this box, you very rarely leave behind that empty space. So look at right here. You break down, you box up, and then you overnight gap up above the box and you rip ass. Right? Now you come back down, you chop it up, you quickly leg down, And again, the same process repeats itself. You gap up above resistance and you rip up and you fill that empty space and inevitably go there. So when you have that same process and the floor, so anytime you're going to dump like that, you got to keep your foot on the gas. Not to mention, you had this little box here that box was actually supporting. But regardless, you dipped, you ripped, you have nothing to stop you. And so when I see that, right, and I see that this box is the only thing that stops you from going up and making that fourth attempt, if it's the fourth attempt, I'm going to take that shot, right? And as you can see, it didn't actually work. Like, the whole thing didn't work. I still made 1,000%, but the whole thing, like, I won't, you know, I wanted it up to 205 possibly, but yeah, that's where the lower time frame, because you are in a box, that's where the lower time frame can give you context clues as to where something is going to, or how something can go and break out, and what the likelihood of that is. If you have empty space inside of the box in the most recent price action, and then up at the top is another small box, if you, with momentum, again, right, big rips like that can drive momentum into stocks, then it should be relatively easy to move past it. And so with that, yes, you know, looking at the 4 hour, looking at the 24 hour, you get the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then just off of premise, you know, like off of that alone, knowing that you have empty space outside of that box and above you, I'm going to take that shot. And so, yeah, end of the day, good. You know, end of the day, using cost basis as your stop loss, awesome. Because you still have empty space that you went and filled inside of the box. So it left open that opportunity, you know. So 3 touches is higher probability, yes. It is higher probability.
Take the trade based on the 30-minute break of the lower box.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'm not saying that I did. I'm saying that that as entry wise, right? Yes, you can take it at the end of the day, knowing that you still have empty space up above you on the 30-minute, right? And I understand that because of the box that we're inside of on a higher time frame, and the fact that it's bounced off the floor for the 3rd time, and we've already rejected the top for the 3rd time, and that it has empty space on lower time frames leading back up to where you originally rejected from, all of that, right, with including this lower time frame punchback, plays into that decision that I make. So yeah, you know, going on Wednesday, I'm looking at how you're closing on a lower time frame, the bounce on the 4 hour and the 24 hour, closing above cost basis like you mentioned, and then what's up above me. This is just a great example of, you know, yeah, some things you're going to miss intraday, but a lot of things, it is the end of the day. So we can break out next week. Yeah, this could break up next week for sure. Oh. All right, guys. Hopefully my rant helps. You know, next week, if we don't open up or break out of this range, or maybe one candle takes us really far, and you've got like a week's worth of movement in 2 days or 1 day, you know, again, you're going to try to make your money that day, or maybe if it doesn't move at all, you know, again, you show up, you make definitive statements, you draw lines in the sand, and I try to use that language for a reason, because it's a line in the sand. This is where I go long, this is where I go short. And when that is on a 24-hour basis above and below you, and you're stuck in the middle, it's just, I've learned my lesson, and I'm just sharing my lesson with you. Lots and lots of money lost because I chose to try to participate where I knew damn well it wouldn't work. And that was typically driven by my, I don't want to call it an obsession, but, you know, almost addiction to being in front of the chart as if something was going to be missed. But then when you think about it, you're like, dude, you've missed so much. You know, if you just showed up this year, you missed Tesla in the 70s, you know, before it split at all. You know, Tesla at 1,000, you know, like NVIDIA, Apple, like there's so many things that you've missed. You weren't here. Kodak, like, I mean, you've already missed life-changing money opportunities, and you will in the future, but you're here now. And so the probability of you missing all of them just decreased. And the better you get at the system, the higher probability is you're going to catch one, you know, so. Habit Therapeutics. Interesting. ICT FVG is rejecting every wick on this. I don't know what any of that means, dude. I did see some dude break down an ICT concept yesterday, and man, I tell you what, just all of that garbage on the 3-minute time frame for 2 candles or 3 candles to be it. I'm like, nah, bro, that's not it. Information overload. No wonder these kids can't fucking make a decision. There's no monthly memberships. Nope, I do not offer monthly memberships. You need to have the workshop if you're going to be able to get quarterly, which is the shortest membership that I have, and it doesn't make sense for you to be in my Discord without knowing why or what we're doing here. So,
Garrett, real quick on your chart.
yeah.
For recent price action, you call that curling up, like in the future?
Am I calling for this to curl back up in the future?
Yeah. Does that look like? Does it look like to you curling up?
Not
I'm looking at the
necessarily.
24-hour.
Not necessarily. No, when I move down, I just see
The
an
rejection
area.
of that.
Yeah, I see the beginning of a wave. So,
Got it. Thank you, sir.
yep. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. You all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. All right. Detach from the charts. Relax. Next week is our last week of March, so we're going to try to see if the market offers us any gains. We do have lots of consolidation built this week. Quad witching is over, and we don't really have anything going on earnings-wise, so we're going to go out next week the same way we do here, or we did this week. You know, again, open in range, no, and if it opens out of range, we'll do it. So, otherwise, there is a 40% discount. Closes tonight, 12. But I will see you guys on Sunday at, we'll do 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on TikTok. See ya.
One
then.
top shot.
Huh?
Appreciate you, Garrett. See you Sunday, bruh.
Yeah, see ya.
Daddy.
Have a good
When we're
weekend.
playing video games.
I've been playing VR all the time, man. Y'all don't want to see that.
But no, we actually want to see you walking around with VR headset.
No,
on.
because
Yeah,
sometimes I walk to the bathroom.
believe that.
So, you know.
Cheers, everybody. Have a good week.
Yep, have a good week.
Cheers.